most of their heroes struggle to kill him. They don't have they can't clear the illusions very quickly. I think they can pressure him in lane, but I think I would favor Empire's lineup. I'm a slight bit of a
Okay.
people think he's like one of the worst heroes in the
I mean, clearly not. If they're first phasing him and he ends up being able to.
Yeah, I don't think he's that bad. I think he's like middle of the pack. He's like 50th percent. The thing about it is like picking him late in the draft, I think is just really good once you see a lot of the supports.
Brutal, savage, ranked.
All right, well, early movements out. Maposhka and Super are going to run into each other. We head out. There was a ward placed down fairly deep from the Radiant, keeping eyes over that shrine, and I think it just barely has vision of the rune. Maybe it's not quite there, but gives some decent vision there for the Radiant team.
So we'll be Ben PL safe lane.
Yeah, the other day we saw Mirana go for a Diffusal Blade early on and trying to take that out of the mid-roll for Mirana. Actually, it might have been Ferev on the off lane, but in your eyes...
Sakata.
Sakata?
Yeah, okay. Sakata won. No defensive versus these sort of heroes. He does have a pretty decent front line. They have the PL, who is really strong. They have the defensive abilities from Shadow Demon, and I like that they have the double save. They have the LC to help out the Shadow Demon in case he gets lassoed, and then they have a Shadow Demon to help out LC in case they get in case he gets lassoed, she gets lassoed rather. So they have disruption and press the attack respectively to help out. And I don't know, Injulai's a really good bat though. Yeah. The good Bat Rider players, they don't struggle at all versus heroes like Oracle and Shadow Demon. So it's just very hard overall to counter Bat.
Yeah, particularly like you said, if they know what they're doing. And in July, I mean, the entire time that IGV has been an organization, they've been playing Bat Rider with him pretty much.
That's pretty much the entirety. You just described his career. In July's career.
What a guy.
It's good though that he can play Bat at such a high level. What's the hero that you want your offlaner? Believe it or not, there are some offlaners that can play that well. It's just that's a super special hero.
Right. Different than most others. Ghostic was able to pull the creep wave past, so he's going to get an early, almost level 2, as Resolution actually taking a lot of these stacks from In July, who's kind of bullying him back a little bit as well. They do have Shadow Demon and Kunkka in the area, and they'll try and go for a disruption here into a Torrent play. Maybe it is going to connect and a decent little bit of damage, but he doesn't have Firefly. He's getting blocked in a little bit. He made the round of the corner, though, and In July will back out.
Torrent
Oh. That might have been a kill a couple patches ago.
Yeah. PL's damage is ridiculous. He has 70 base damage. That's highest in the game. It's like that Bat Rider is 41.
Yeah.
He's level 2. Oh, you're in the clear. I'm sure there's some rhyme you can have there. It's like, how's the rhyme go? Beer after liquor. Oh, wait, liquor after beer. You're in the clear or something.
Yeah. Level 2, you're no fool. That doesn't rhyme. That's not good.
At least you're a caster, not a poet.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know it. Okay, well, 2 minutes. The regen rune is up on the top. Dogfight is going to come in and see if he can contest that one as well. Although FN already in the area. Dogfights, does he get there in time? Void him. Oh, no. Not gonna happen. He does break it.
Didn't even use it.
Yeah. So, mid lane matchup, we've seen a little bit of wrapping around and things happening with, you know, Shadow Demon coming in to contest for the rune. But it feels like a lot of the action is sort of up top here, where Maposhka and Roger are trying to zone out the bat. Is this that big of a deal for In July?
He's used to it. Bat Riders, especially if you played it this long, you're just always used to it. He played it when the tri-lane was harder. This guy's just been... It's not a problem. He can always stack. Think he's going to get this tri-stack off?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Does indeed.
Good. Level 2. 2, you're... out of the blue? No. We'll keep trying.
We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. We got to go to... There's some things you can do, like Rhyme Zone or whatever, and then it'll do it for you. Ooh, look at this though, Roger. Maybe trying to get into range. If he could get an X off with maybe an arrow. It's a hard one to make happen. Hard kill to find. Don't know if it's gonna actually work out. With level 2 gonna be up now on Night Stalker though in that 4-minute mark, does he try and roam in and kill off FN, do you think? Or can you maybe make something happen bottom? Where do you see the Night Stalker going in the first nighttime?
I would like to see them kill Ghost Stick. He doesn't have press the attack, so he can't get the Void off of him. He also can't get the Arcane Curse off. He can get linked up and just die. And it's about to hit nighttime, so it's very unlikely that he will actually see. He does have that Reserve Reward. Okay, no.
Oh, and a Haster in bottom. If they had vision of that, they might have gone for it. Ghost Stick, they are going to find it dogfights, but I don't know if you can really run him down. First Blood, actually in the mid lane, they were able to take down Cicada, and dogfight's not going to be able to run down the Legion instead.
Yeah, wasn't able to.
Oh, big kill though, nonetheless. I mean, you look at that First Blood, plus it's a kill on the enemy mid laner. Dogfights now is coming in to see if he can mess with FN. He is slowed down with the Void, and In July makes the rotation as well. They have leap in 1 second, is going to be able to get out in the disruption, keeping him away. Dogfight still chasing, but is going to be forced back. And now with Roger showing up as well, they might be able to catch on to In July. I don't know if this is going to pull him back in time. The arrow does connect, a good bit of damage coming out. Is it enough? The right clicks are there, and they find another one. Dogfight's forced to run away. Just mayhem in this mid lane.
Perfect positioning by Empire supports. Firstly, to catch out the Dragon Knight, and then he was there to disrupt right before he was going to get like burned down by the Firefly. I do like In July's rotations too. He like goes into the mid lane very often. He does AFK farm until blink very often. Resolution can be off to the races. I don't know if he particularly fancies the Soul Ring build that we've seen from some of the other PLs. I think he just likes the standard Aquila. But after that, the build's very, very VA yeah. It's sad to sound.
It's all good, I'm sure. You can see him though. They want to try and put that pressure onto Reza a little bit. Night Stalker only level 2 for himself, so won't have the silence, and Resolution just going to walk away. FN finds another kill on the DK mid while they're ganking Resolution. This should not be happening. And Roger now going to throw out the Torrent. Thinking about trying to turn this again onto dogfights. Good bit of damage coming through as well. They have super in the area. Arcane Curse is down, and Roger just going to fall. +2 going to the silencer. I don't know how FN just keeps on outplaying Cicada here.
But they had 3 heroes there.
Okay.
They had 3 heroes, then they have 2 setups for the arrow. One is Shadow Demon Disruption. They don't even have the Soul Catcher though, and then they have the Kuka X Torrent, or just... There's a lot of magic bursts coming out from... Does struggle a lot versus that.
Oh, Dogfight's able to stay alive by virtue of raindrops right there. Rezo even popped the wand to get the little bit of extra mana. Not quite a kill. They decide to go again after popping the shrine immediately.
Postcard already had the Observer Ward.
Woo. And FN is actually going to TP up top. With Roger coming in, they're going to find the silencer, and X Torrent connects onto him. Arrow is there. And as you mentioned, that easy setup is helping to accentuate FN's early lead.
They have to know that they have a reserve reward, but normally you don't expect it. 7 minutes in is there's generally a dead time in between the observer rewards, like 5 to 7. So it's usually a very good time to gank, especially with night time. But they were way too prepared. Again, they put it in the exact right place and setting up again on In July. In July is going to die again.
Pulling him back in. They got him trapped up, and he is going to fall mid lane. They're at least getting a little something for this. Cicada dealing damage to that tower, and actually is going to stun FN. They bring in dogfights as well. He gets the long duration silence because it's nighttime void already used as well. Does he get out of there, FN? The damage is actually going to be dealing over time, but with the bottle, he should be okay. In the meantime, Paparazzi takes down Ghost Stick in the bottom lane. There's just action all over the place, and this tower is taking a good bit of damage.
Yeah, their cores are getting a lot though on the side of Empire. LC is not the best in CS, but is actually even with the Bat Rider, and Bat Rider did neutrals, so those creeps in the lane are worth a little bit more. However, Ghost Stick is going to lose.
Torrent just a little bit off the mark there. And that tower down makes things a little bit scary for the Legion as well. I mean, it's 5-2, as you mentioned. It's still very even in terms of net worth. I mean, is PL sort of allowed to farm freely? Like,
Yeah,
Empire very happy with this?
definitely. He's the one that you want to be really big. He's going to be the one that's out in front, maybe baiting out Batrider. You need him to be very tanky, and keep in mind that his farm is going to be amplified because he does have a Shadow Demon on his team, so you can make more illusions. Super is getting destroyed. IG Vitality don't really have a good place to farm right now. I think the only thing that's going well for IG Vitality is that Legion Commander's work. Like, he's not going to have a blink for some time, but I think that's something very small in the grand scheme of Rezo going for treads. My man.
There you go.
I know MP likes to defeat the bots, but I way prefer the treads build.
More
Especially in this
fight-oriented?
game. Yeah, it's just, I view him as a fighter. If you were gonna split push, you might as well just pick anti. And he farms sensitive. Building him this way allows your team to play way differently because you have a super peak frontliner that's very difficult to kill. It's pretty unusual to have that.
Yeah, this resolution is going to get ran at right now, but already the TPs are going to start to show up in mass. 3 heroes in the area. Now they caught the X on the Cicada. The Dragon Knight is going to be in trouble as they tried to pull him back. In July dies over to the west side, and they've been able to catch the big bad DK, who's starting to fall now quite heftily. And it looks like he might get the kill onto Roger, but still, that's 2 cores for the price of the Kunkka. You see how many people TP'd up top?
Yep, that was a 4-person TP. That's the thing, they try to kill a PL, and you can kind of foresee, it's a bad omen for what's going to happen, I think, later on in the team fight. They're going to try and go on PL, and they're not going to be able to get anything. Batrider actually committing for the drums first. He does want to be a little bit more active early. I think this is necessary for them. If you farm for 5-10 minutes, and I think the cores of Empire are just going to, I would say, outscale you quicker. Like, they're going to hit the peak a lot faster than IGV. You don't want to give them... PL's supposed to be weak at this point in the game. So is Mirana. They're like so, I would say, super early. But after they get their first and second item, it's a lot more difficult. Whereas DK and Razor without items, still fine. Paparazzi doing his own thing on the bottom lane. Going for the hood first. There's a lot of physical.
My goodness, really? Just picking him off yet again. Super goes down in the top lane. It's again sort of one of these situations where, like, Resolution is alone up here with a Batrider silencer, and he somehow manages to just kill him off. But happens.
The Doppelganger is really useful here. It dispels all the Napalm stacks and the Arcane Curse. So it's going to be in a lot of trouble.
They did a good job of being able to lay out the silence, which kept him alive against the arrow that was coming in. Now Paparazzi trying to save the day. If he could kill up Empire here, this would be a really big secured kill. And FN trying to run away, manages to find the Torrent without any other setup, but Super isn't enough to kill off FN. He does have Leap off cooldown in 1 more second, and he's gonna live on 19 HP. They also get the duel now onto the Night Stalker. Damage into the favor. Actually not so. End up losing that guy. Super trying to see if he can kill off Ghost Stick as well. Quite gonna happen. Oh man. Ben, I don't know. These fights have just been so weird and chaotic. They're not gonna find Ghost Stick, it looks like. He's heading off around to the west.
They even blew a scan for that. I guess scans aren't that big. But yeah, craziness all over the map.
Well, I was going to say that the one nice thing that we can say right now about IGV is that Paparazzi is having a good game for himself as well. It's obviously a very different type of carry than a PL. How do you feel like those two match up against each other? Is there any timing where Razor is like stronger than PL?
Right now.
Okay.
Maybe for the next 10 minutes or so. He's also... He can counter the LC a lot. Like, if you get the link on him right after he duels someone else or before he duels you, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. And LC is going to be the majority of the physical damage, I would say. So he's the one that threatens Razor the most because he did go for good.
Look at this. Do you see what's happening here? Dogfights just ended up going down. I think, is he going to end up dying to the 7 HP? What? Oh, Dogfight's barely able to survive that. And now more damage up top. Roger is going to get brought down by Injuly. This game is insanity.
Yeah? Can't even catch a breath, man.
Well, first game of the day for us. It's turned out to be a good one so far. You talked a little bit about that hood build early on. We saw that Razor really didn't take much damage in that last fight, but he's also not really dealing out a ton of great damage yet, and I guess until like they start getting lassos on targets, it's going to be hard for them to force the issue.
Once he has Yasha, I think he'll be.
Okay.
They don't have a great way to get out of the static. Aside from Leap, I would say. If Doppelganger is not great, it's passable, I would say. So he just needs some damage. Disruption doesn't break the link. So defensively disrupting a target that's linked is probably the worst case scenario, Empire. And once he gets level 10, that 15 agility is a big damage buff. So I think that's why you can go a defensive in July. You're gonna run into that?
Roger. They pull him back and just... Actually, they might even save that. So they'll have lasso again for the next fight that they want to take. And with the drums completed, as you mentioned, that Agi talent there for the Razor, it might be time to try and take a couple more of these engagements.
Yeah, they need to keep PL down, I would say. Either by forcing him to fight right now, or picking out the rest of the team and easier to handle him, annihilate his team. So the supports on the side of Empire are still poor. Shadow Demon, and most notably, just bare bones items. Kunkka also pretty poor. They've been getting a lot of kills, but the network has been going on the majority to their cores. They actually do need items on a Shadow Demon too to deal with the Bat Rider. So you want Glimmer, I would say, in this situation.
Oh, Ghost Stick too. He's only 100 gold away from Blink, and he will be found and killed. Also, PL, he's heading back up towards the north, and he doesn't have a TP. They're running in there with a haste run on Cicada, and they will find Resolution, it looks like. He'll have a Doppelganger to try and escape from it for the moment, but in a lot of trouble. And in July actually ends up getting taken out by FN in the meantime, and static linking for the moment, trying to bring him down. Cicada has taken a hell of a lot of damage from that. Diffusal Blade came out from the PL, and he has to back out of this for the moment. Armlet toggling while the urn charge is on him. Not the easiest thing in the world.
That was some sick illusion micro coming out. Rezo just baited him so hard.
It's really well done. I totally thought that he was dead with all 5 of them descending, but yeah, in July ended up getting picked off by FN.
I think that's why you want the tanky build too. Like he doppelgangered, and then they breathed fire, and there was still like they couldn't actually clear out the illusions, so they didn't know which one was him. There were like 7 or 8 illusions, and he just completed his diffusal blade and just destroyed them. Also because DK's a little bit. He needs once he gets level 12, he can. He might be looking at a Mjolnir build later too, considering the lineup.
Yeah, and in July now is going to have his Blink Dagger for the next fight. Again, if they have a lot of PL illusions, it's not going to be the easiest thing still for them to find it. But
they can pick on all the others though. Murata doesn't have a defensive item, so she's prime target. I would say she's the easiest target. Legion Commander's all right, I would say, but I don't think the Legion Commander's going to be that big of a threat. Legion Commander's still 0 damage. You're not particular. You just want to keep FN.
yeah.
Rezo to be your problem.
So we see the movement now with the smoke coming in from Empire. Are dogfights and Super Ninja going to run into him first? If they find the Razor, can they actually blow him up in time? They have a lot of damage, but he is very tanky, has the hood. They do reveal themselves now as Paparazzi just a little bit too quick. The rest of IGV is going to be coming in now. Resolution trying to chase him down, but they haven't been able to stand up Paparazzi, dealing a little bit of damage. They have the duel. The ghost ship is going to come in, though. A good bit. They are going to be able to kill off Paparazzi, but can they take down the rest of them? FN getting ran down by dogfights and Super. The right clicks are there, but another X pulls him back. In July is dead, and still Resolution doing all of the damage with those illusions. Roger in trouble as well. Lordy lordy, Cicada standing tall, takes down 2 in turn. So the final tally ends up being a 3-for-2 exchange.
Razor's just not taking it. I can't believe they just missed it. That would have been crazy. Also, it was a curious time for IG Vitality. They smoked without having their global silence up.
Yeah.
And if they global silence right as soon as they get the Razor actually just runs straight to his team, and then the fight becomes a lot different because he can actually get his spells off in the fight. But he did get his hood off, he did get his Eye of the Storm, but still died in the duel and wasn't able to actually do anything with the static link.
Yeah, and it looked for a little while like it was going to go quite well for Empire, but I think that the boat buff had started to wear off by the end of that fight, and then Cicada just cleaned up as well. So, only 1,000 gold lead right now in this game, 9-15, but it is into the favor of IGV ever so slightly. does feel like that's a tenuous lead, though. Do things start changing around the more items, like the PL
PL
Manta style?
scales way better than IG in this game. Unless Dragonite can get rid of it. He is going for Shadow Blade, and then he's going to have to go for BKB, and after that he can do some damage once he hits level 18. So I still think Empire has a little bit of lead, but Dragonite looks like he is going to be a problem. I thought he was going to go for the Blink Dagger and then not have that much damage and just be more control, but now that he has the extra attack speed from Shadow Blade and the extra damage, I think that he might be able to pick off. I think he sees it.
Oh no. Super. Another duel up here. It's not going to be damage, but it will be mobile drop? Do they? Alright, well, he doesn't get out, and they don't quite kill off Maposhka either.
I think he thought that like Bat Rider or someone else would be, but Bat Rider still had his team. If Bat Rider were there and the global came out, I think 2 heroes would have died.
Well, maybe they can find this kill onto FN now. Marana is there. Paparazzi stealing the damage. Leap is down for 3 more seconds. The right clicks, the flame break hits, and FN also hits the ground. But it's the tier 1 tower that Empire want to focus on now. And until that global is back up, can IG Vitality really fight, or do they need to sort of be a little more careful?
They still have Bat Night Stalker, so they can still jump anyone that they really want to. So Rezo hasn't gone for any defensive items really, so he's been able to get away with this like very, I wouldn't say it's like glass cannon because he did go for treads, but it's still pretty light on the HP, and he hasn't died yet. He's 5-0 and 4, and now I think he's just gonna vault ahead of most other people, especially now that he fences the natives.
Now some more dual damage is actually going to be gained for Ghost Stick as well. So even though they're sort of trading towers, it's not exactly easy. And well, TP's coming in. Roger is there. They're able to get the stun. X-Torrent, and actually the boat was able to get off as well. So they're going to be much more survivable than they might have been otherwise. Sakata dropping low. He is going to die. A double for Resolution. He took down the Night Stalker up top, takes down the Dragon Knight in the bottom lane, and now Paparazzi also going to be fully wrapped around upon, going to be killed off. A triple kill for Resolution, and you said it, he is going to start taking off.
Yep, they looks like they didn't particularly respect the PL and the picks, I would say. Like Dragon Knight's also very tanky too, so even if he does survive versus the PL, he's going to lose all his mana, just not going to be able to do that much later on in the fight. But he's going to go for BKB next. Talked about that earlier on Dragon Knight, but as I mentioned before, that means that he can't deal with the PL for like another 10, let's say.
You look at the PL's talent build now, he ended up going for the +8 stats instead of the cooldown reduction, so wanting to really just, you know, hammer that point home of dominating right now.
Just right click. They can't stop him. Like even if they lasso him, I think if they lasso him and even pull him in, maybe they win the fight, but if there's a disruption or a press the attack or a boat, they will. And he also has leap attack speed too. It's like a lot of these small things that just buff his right click away from press the attack, leap, Shadow Demon, Soul Catcher, the boat that can just allow him to fight. I don't know. Rezo's gonna have a good game for the rest of the game.
Rezo's carrying. Saw that movement down there. They're trying to catch Sakata, but he did back out the sort of safe route, which meant that they did not catch him, Empire. And instead, it's just going to be Maposhka who picks up a rune. And as far as IGV are concerned, do you just try and like find pickoffs on anybody not named Resolution?
It's tough because they aren't actually seeing that many of their heroes. Like they used Darkness last time. Nightstar got picked up while he used his ultimate last time. So they don't know where Empire is right now. They definitely need to get pickoffs right now. It's not a question of who they should kill, but how many they need.
Okay. The answer is a lot. You need to kill a lot of people.
Yeah, the answer is a lot. Like even the LC, who was having a really tough time, just got 2 dual kills, almost has Blade Mail. So I also think the Razor needs armor badly. Not having armor on Razor versus if you get dueled or versus the PL that's just right-clicking you with the Fusel Blade, you're gonna have a bad.
Alright, they were able to get their Shadow Demon out. Injali made the long travel down to the bottom lane to see if they could find it, but doesn't end up working. Batrider trying to get towards that Force Staff that might allow him to pull somebody a little bit further out of position. But it is still, for the moment, Empire, the ones who are able to take the stronger team fights, even if they don't feel like they have to, which is something else to consider. You know, they're around 3,000 experience ahead, and PL still has room to grow.
Yep. They also haven't come with a global particularly well. I mentioned the one time that he used it when he was almost certainly dead, and they haven't been able to like blink lasso into global and just start the fight. Now that PL is really big, like, he can just be at the tower and not really. Or they can just send an endless wave of illusions with disruption, scoop style.
Batrider, his cooldown on TP is still 6 seconds away, and the rest of IGV are just so scared right now. They're sitting inside the base. 4 minutes until nighttime, although dogfights. And Darkness is actually on cooldown for 70 seconds as well. Which does mean it's going to be a little while before the team fight is perfectly in their favor. But 4 staff done for in July. The pieces are starting to coalesce and come together for IGV.
Yeah, they want to fight with their BKB timings. They've been losing all the team fights, even though I would put their lineup a little bit stronger in team fight. With the vision category and the global silence being the... I probably shouldn't say trump card anymore. That has such a negative connotation right now. It is...
With the card, the good card, we'll call it that.
The Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades. That's my singing voice, by the way.
Okay. Do you have a...
I wish I did. I should come up with one.
Your soothing voice can put me to sleep in a good way.
I appreciate that. That's good. In a good way is important. Oh my god, FN does not care about a global silence. He just walks away. Super's been a little bit afraid of things happening to him, and with good reason. He just got ran at.
It shouldn't happen to their lineup. Their lineup is meant to get the jump and not have... Like, that's the opposite of what your lineup should do, is having global blown defensively for support. Their lineup is supposed to be very offensive, high firepower at the start of the fight. You get a link at the start of the fight, you get a lasso, you kill 1 or 2 heroes, but that still has not happened for them yet. And I mean, they've been farming a lot with paparazzi, but has it really amounted to that much for them? Like, I know that he needs farm this game, but I think his team suffered a lot while he was by the Storming Ancients, for example.
Yeah. Going for like the Sanjin Yasha build, you'd love to be able to get into the fights, but it's... I guess it really does come back to what you're talking about. Like, it's all about making sure that you can take fights with the BKBs, but even when they get them, does that really change the dynamic of this game that much? That all of their tier 2 towers are almost down, and like... Empire almost into the next set of items.
But just look at his build though. Hood and BKB, that's no damage. And
yeah.
Also, your team fight is not good with Hood, because they don't actually, like, a lot of times they don't focus early on in the team fight. Just to help them, they just kill a team. They like killed Sakata first, and a lot of team fights he has 4 deaths. So he's building tanky, but he's not actually doing a job of being up there in the front. Whereas Rezo, he doesn't really have that many tanky items, but he's doing the job of being in the front line and being super annoying, and no one can really touch him. Whereas Paparazzi, he has defensive items, but he's still not running up there. It's kind of like a Bristleback who builds all these defensive items, but just sits in the back and just waiting for an opportunity because he's scared that he's going to die. I think that's kind of how the Razor's playing. Or he possibly could have gone for a more teamfight item build. I think Mech Razor is way out of popularity right now, but this game, I think it could have been good for him. It's a similar price to Hooded Defiance. You can still buy the ring for the region and the lane, and it helps out your entire team in case they don't actually go on you, and it gives you armor, which you desperately need versus the Phantom Lancer. I think it ticks a lot of the boxes that he needs, whereas Hood, if you're already BKB'd, who cares? It's just a waste of 2,000 gold items.
Yeah. Well, and it definitely feels like this was never the ultimate goal, or at least it probably shouldn't have been, and things went wrong, and then sort of you have to take your items that you sort of need at that point, but now it's also going to be a PL with a BKB there, and Manta Style done. He is so farmed. Resolution ready to battle if they want to take it to him, and well, I don't know if they know about the BKB.
He's always 1 item ahead, too. Like,
yeah.
He had Diffusal before anyone else had their big item. He has Manta before they had their BKBs. Now that they have their BKB, he has their BKB. He has his BKB, and they don't actually have any damage to deal with. So he's like 1 damage item up on all the other cores, which is a really big deal. But it's nighttime.
They just popped they just dropped a Sentry Ward and immediately dewarded one that was dropped down. Sakata, is he going to get scouted? Maposhka heads off to the side. They're able to find one stun onto him, but immediately press the attack off. They drop the global silence. Can they take down any of these heroes, though? Resolution is just going to start doing so much damage there. Godlike streak for him already to start the fight. Several BKBs popped, and with that, Empire decided to back out, at least for the moment. They managed to pull back in the PL. This would be big, but no, they get the X. They pull him back away. Doppelgangers before the arrow, but they will still find that kill. 2 now down for Empire. And it looks like Roger will live. Can Empire clean up with FN? Is the answer yes? Manta jumps away. The dual victory. Ghost Stick makes it happen. IGV, they still end up losing 3.
The thing about Night Stalker is I think you always have a chance to win a team fight because your initiation is going to be stronger, but the global silence came out after they pressed the attack, so Shadow Demon was just freely running away for the fight. That was not a good initiation for IGV. They probably could have killed 1 or 2 supports at the immediate start of the fight. They also didn't kill Kuka before he was able to get his boat off. And then PL, he casted BKB, but the downside about BKB is that Razor was able to latch onto him. And then he had to run away like 5 seconds into his BKB because the static link was on top of the PL. I don't actually know if PL can do that much damage through static. I think he's actually maybe one of the heroes that can. There's very few heroes that can actually do damage like even if you get full static. Like you still get the diffusal burn and you still propagate illusions, which is not that bad. I think Ursa is also a good example of a hero that can do a ton of damage even through static link because the reswipes, even if you're in negative damage, so static link.
Yeah. Maposhka maybe getting a little bit too big for his britches there, although that being said, they have been able to find yet another. Roger gets the press the attack to keep him alive, and with the boat coming through, they're still not finding a kill. Roger's just going to TP away, and now they find the duel. The Blade Mail is there as well, and Dogfight's in trouble. They haven't been able to kill him off yet, so won't get the duel damage, and might in fact even end up falling themselves. So with Legion dead, and maybe soon to be more, it's 2 gone for Empire. Not bad at all for the price of a bat.
Don't think they saw that Solar Crest on him. A lot of people favor the Solar Crest over the Axe build, and especially when there's duel out. It's definitely saved his life there.
Big stuff indeed.
So now PL needs the Lincoln Sphere. The reason I think they didn't completely crush that top fight was because he got linked. Now he's going to Lincoln Sphere, BKB Lincoln Sphere. Pretty much makes him immune to static link, although there is a rare case where you can get lasso.
There's also a Lincoln Sphere on FN, so do you think we see Resolution be the one to siege the high ground, or do you think it's more likely just to have FN up there hitting it eventually?
I think both are fine. Resolution's more tanky, but he's not ranged. I think it's kind of just play it by ear. There's going to be fights taken outside of pace because they can't just farm their way to victory. PL did go for Maelstrom next. The anti-PL. Razor, what's he gonna go for? I think if he had Mjolnir too, that's actually not that bad.
Mjolnir Razor? Alright. It looks like he's going Shivas, at least for now.
Shivas is good. It's because he didn't have any armor.
Right.
If he had armor, perhaps he could have looked into a Maelstrom, but because he doesn't have any armor, I think it's a fine build. Yeah. So Roshan gonna be taken out. Vitality. It's nighttime, but they're scared. This is bad.
They do have global up again, but the actual thought of going in and trying to contest that seems like it might end in tragedy for IGV, and, well, actually, it's going to be Empire heading out before Roche is dead. They scout out Super, and with that, Silencer is gone. 45 seconds, no global. Oh no, and they found in July as well. He's going to be brought down. He doesn't have buyback either. That's 52 seconds without a Bat Rider.
Yeah, I think the gold lead is really close, but I think just momentum-wise, hero matchup-wise, IG Vitality stand very little chance.
Well, 14 to 25, but more importantly, it is high ground being sieged, and actually passively the Bat Rider was able to reestablish buyback ult. So if they wanted to bring him back into the fight, they actually could at this point. 7 seconds until Silencer is up, and the tier 3 tower, they're going to have to wait for the next round of creeps before they go. Do you buy back to try and defend this?
No.
Looks like they're actually not even going to try and take the effort to push for it.
Empire still need to secure Roche. I think without Roche down, IG Vitality still have a chance, but it's looking pretty grim. I think like the mismatch of course is becoming more apparent. It was pretty apparent in the beginning, let's say, but Dragon Knight actually opting to not complete the Mjolnir as well. He's going for the AC instead. AC is better defensively, and it's better on in BKB War. Seems like it's gonna happen soon. Mitter has a BKB coming out. Like, Marana is not gonna go for one. We can have what, like 4 heroes with BKBs. I think that classifies as like BKB War.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing we've got now is that 120 gold per minute talent for the Dragon Knight. So this AC actually might be able to come out at a decent clip. Should be pretty nifty.
Yeah. FN already has his level 22 with plus 50 damage. That one's really good. Look at his damage right now.
Well, he has a DD also.
Yeah, but still, 460 is ridiculous. Even without DD, he'd still be hitting for, what, like almost 300?
Yeah.
That's really high. I do like Marana's damage counts. They are pretty incredible. And I think because her damage counts are so good, the Scepter build is... You often question whether or not it was worth it. Okay,
Well,
here they go. They need just... If they kill Razor here, I don't actually... Can they really kill Razor?
I love this, by the way. Super is like out of the base. He doesn't want to be there because if he gets picked off, it's just done. So he's going to stay over there and global when they call and otherwise push the lane.
Yeah, they need this T3 down. T3's pretty low. But if IG Vitality just sit up their base, PL is still gonna get. So Shiva's not quite up yet. The AC is not quite up yet. IG Vitality need like 5 minutes of base huddling so they can wait out the Aegis and get their 2 big items. But with the advent Knight, oh.
Rather close. They didn't use Lasso, so that was just the Force Staff to break it. And now Empire posturing to push back in towards mid, now with a decent-sized creep wave and a card. And they're going to send in those illusions and already start spamming on them. God, this is just so frustrating. Getting the mana burn going and resolution there. They take down the tower, back out together, and Empire, if they want to, they can keep the pressure going, or they can just back out yet again. At the very least, like we were talking about, the Mjolnir, or rather, Maelstrom from the Dragon Knight is helping to clear through those illusions and creeps.
They can take out the shrines and then just play a slow and steady. Because they're pretty close to items themselves too. So PL, BKB, Sing LG. What's Legion?
Legion!
LC.
LC, LGD.
Tiny LD.
You know what's funny about that too? Lyrical Dota LD. There you go. Look at that.
No one called it.
No, nobody does.
There's LB. People call like Kuka's color light blue.
Oh yeah, light blue. There you go. I never understood that. Like when people call it,
It's a Dota 1
my
thing.
pink player is feeding. It's like,
It's a very Dota 1 thing.
I don't know.
I think they were. I don't know. It's just I think most of the players in Dota 1 say,
Yeah.
you know, you play Dota 1 if you call players by the color.
That's like the Jeff Foxworthy stand-up comedy. You're a redneck if you. Oh god. Well, back to the world at hand. We've got a PL now sitting at almost level 20 talent for himself, evasion or magic resistance, and also 20,000 net worth. So about 1,000 net worth per level. It's great. It's wonderful. Resolution is having a fine old time.
I don't know what's going to take up to evasion, magic resistance. There's a lot of magic damage.
Yeah.
Probably say I don't know. Evasion's pretty important too, especially when you want to block like or dodge like Maelstrom hits. Tough call. I guess if you're going for butterfly, probably magic resistance.
Let's look at this army. They send it right at super. It is a like decent amount of experience that keeps on coming back in. And the global, it's there. It's been able to catch on to one. They take down Maposhka. Not a bad pickoff to start it. Static Link now there for Rezo as well. The arrow going to be off the mark. They jump forward. They duel. He's got a lot of armor, though. They're not able to bring down the Razor as of yet. Can they kill him off? No! He's going to be able to live through it. And Ghostic now also in a little bit of trouble. The last hit comes through. Sakata with the double kill. Armlet tugging for all he's worth and able to force snap away. 2 gone. Dogfight just going to Batman himself over the ridge.
Oh my god.
And IGV hitting it good.
What? Oh wow, Makoshka was so far out, and they lost a gem. He played super well the first 30 minutes of the game, but that was a huge moment. I thought they were going to be able to end the game off of that. They just needed like one clean fight, but they also hesitated a lot on the push. Resolution was close to his Lincolns, and Ghostic was close to his BKB, but was it actually worth it that they waited for those items? They weren't even able to complete the Lincolns in time, and in the meantime, you have the Shivas, which was a big difference maker in that fight, as they were all trying to berserk down the Razor and the AC on Dragon Knight that completely turned the game around. So they were in a position to close out the game now. I would say it's pretty close.
The big one for me is this AC done on the Dragon Knight. Thinking about, you know, the way in which Ghostic was so close to being able to blow up that Razor with the help from the rest of his teammates, and that's just not going to be as viable anymore with all of this armor that's going to be on these heroes.
They need a way to deal with a Solar Crest too. Having a Solar Crest is hugely problematic. Cores are just not that far. Kuga needs his Greaves. I could definitely agree with that because he has his Global Silence and a Night Stalker. But Shadow Demon looks like he's going to go for what, Aether Lens? He could have had a Medallion with that. Medallion, maybe they can get a kill, but Paparazzi also popped his BKB very early on in the fight, which is great for them. No, very little chance of a.
So we also have him going for the Aghanim Scepter, at least for now for Paparazzi, and it's sort of speaking to what each of these heroes' roles is going to be going forward. Like Razor, that one that just steps forward, tries to take down those tier 3 towers after they win a fight. Eye of the Storm cooldown, 60 seconds, it's not too long. Maybe there's even a possibility that you could use it in a fight and then afterwards have it for the push.
Wow. I would actually be surprised if he did the Scepter. Scepter's good if you're going high ground or if you're going to get a lot of value out of the Eye of the Storm. But there's like so many illusions in the fight that a lot of times it's actually not going to be anything.
Oh, Sakata though, he didn't end up gaining anything off there.
What the heck? Oof, he got blown up so fast.
And he doesn't have buyback. He just finished it now. Yeah, the GPM talent doing enough for him to get it. That would have been disastrous if he didn't have buyback right there. But Empire now maybe looking to force this buyback. We'll see if they can indeed do that. Paparazzi is there. He's the next one to get jumped on. They end up pulling back in one. This is a decent target to pick up. It is going to be the Kunkka Roger. He got the boat off, though, at least for the moment. Super and Dogfights down on the low ground, but Roger looks to be the one that ends up getting taken down. Buyback from the DK, and the blink away from Ghostic means the rest of Empire should escape.
Pretty worth. Only losing your Kunkka. I think he did lose the gem, I want to say. Yeah, I think he lost his gem. Not positive.
This has tended to be the issue with IGV that we've seen in these qualifiers is there are a couple games where they did really well, and people were telling me about this, and then they would end up like going high ground and then not having buyback, or they would pull themselves back into it, and then they would lose a couple of heroes just sort of seemingly at random, and it feels like it's kind of the crutch that they've been playing with like that.
Oh yeah, that too. Like, oh yeah, Paparazzi just got caught out with the buyback and they just lose the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty anticlimactic, but it does happen.
Well, Scepter, really? You're not loving it, or are you thinking it could be?
I mean, I'm mostly curious why. Like, I think normally, like the other items scale a lot better. You're hitting so hard this late into the game. He's gonna be 25 soon too, so you'll have the plus 14 static link, and then you want damage that you want items that augment your damage. I don't think the minus armor on Eye of the Storm is that great because illusions take more damage than PL himself, so they're always going to be lower than the main PL generally, I would say.
He does. They did get that change now where it focuses the target that you're linked.
Yeah. So it's just hard to link these targets though. You have two heroes with Lincoln Sphere, and you don't really want to go on anyone else. I guess maybe the Legion Commander he can do, but I think the Legion Commander is just going to die so quick in the fight that you won't get too much value out of the Ice Storm. Whereas, like, if you link someone and you have 500 damage and you have Butterfly, your damage increase is tremendous.
Oh.
But well, it is good for the eventual case where they do need to go up to high ground, so there is something. He is going to go for Deceptor too.
I wonder
HP's
if
good too.
that means he ends up going for the attack range. Oh no, he's still probably going to go for the static link.
Static link
still,
damage
sure.
still is so good.
All right, well, IGV looking to try and take this fight. These are a bunch of illusions that are here. Do they spot out the real resolution, though? They see that he's there. They're immediately going to be able to jump back and doppelganger away, though. Now they have been able to catch on to him for the moment. The duel comes down onto IGV in July. He is going to fall. Paparazzi now the one that's being focused. Can they kill off the big bad Razor, though? Not sure if it's going to happen, as they have been able to get the disruption off to save that Ghost Stick Legion Commander. Now Roger getting ran at. Ghost Stick comes back in. And it looks like Sakata is going to be the one that's going to be controlled and most likely killed off as the rest of IGV force back that last second disruption, saving lives. Big
Of course, Rezo gets the doppelganger off before they jump him. Of course. Well played. And that's the Dragonite buyback. And that should be significant structural damage. All these defensive, like just the boat and defensive disruption, press the attack, the Greaves, just all these things that help out each other. Like even if they do get the jump on Rezo, probably not even that important because they can just immediately press the attack. It would have been a much tougher fight. But it was at least a more promising initial start.
They're going to have to make some type of defense without the Dragonite here, most likely. Maybe they just try and hold on to that last set of barracks themselves. These two are certainly gone. You have a Butterfly that's now been delivered to Resolution, or it hasn't been delivered yet, but it is coming right now on the courier. Ways to stop this are becoming few and far between. Oh man, a lot of damage. They're gonna pull back in one, no, immediately press the attack off, and in July, caught again with the duel. He is going to drop most assuredly. 3 dead, IGV crumbling, as there's just been too much damage coming out from the Phantom Lancer, and Paparazzi, a couple more hits from Marana, will not find the kill. Super getting dove inside the fountain. Resolution doesn't give a damn. It is all over for IGV in game number 1.
GG. The supports on Empire played extremely well. They secured FN's lane. They made sure Rezo had a really good game. And I think they outplayed the Night Stalker throughout most of the game, too. And they also dealt with Angelina's bad because they dealt with this. So overall, it seems like IG Vitality, I don't know. I don't think they play PL themselves. And not being PL players probably hurts them because they don't actually know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
Because they do not deal with Rezo.
I didn't deal with them.
I want to see us damage done in the game.
It was insane, no doubt about it.
30,000.
30,000, not bad for a PL. And again, it speaks to like such a crazy place that Dota's in right now. The fact that this is a hero that's been gone all year long, and then all of a sudden it comes out at TI again, and people are like, "Yeah, we should have been playing this the whole time. What the hell?" Yep. That's crazy. Well, game number 2 right around the corner, everybody. IGV facing off against Team Empire. Again, really important matches for both of these teams. This is going to push Empire up to 6 and 7, I believe, while IGV are going to be at 5 and 6. So if they win the next match again, Team Empire, they'll be tied with IGV and still have an opportunity to break into that upper bracket.